Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back. Today we are going to be revisiting Rogue One. Now that we've wrapped on Andor and we've got all of that additional context now, and after it having been almost a decade since I've seen this film, because honestly, like I mentioned in my reactions, once I started to think about it, I couldn't recall a single moment I've seen this film since the theater. I know I've seen many of the clips, especially that Vader scene, because I can tell you I've seen that a whole bunch. And a lot of you guys seem to be interested in seeing me go back through it again as much as I was interested in doing that as well. I just wasn't sure if it was something I wanted to do in my own time or for you guys, and a lot of you guys seem to be interested in seeing it. So that is what we're going to be doing here today. I'm excited. Again, I haven't seen this movie in a long freaking time, and that wasn't because I didn't like it back then. I really enjoyed it when it came out. It's just one of those films unlike the original trilogy, prequels, or whatever, I don't know, just the itch never came up to revisit it. Now we certainly do have that. So I'm excited to jump in and see what all we can kind of glean in this, or just what hits even harder maybe now. Who knows? But let's get ready to jump in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up with the time codes for actually the entire film. Over there, get the same thing for all the other shows and movies we cover on the channel. You also can suggest and vote on movies or react to each month. It's just a great way to support the channel, help us do the things we do over here. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. Please leave a like. Drop a comment, subscribe if not already, because it really helps these videos out. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. With that all said out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Here we go. I know, I remember it throwing a lot of people off, getting that a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and not getting a crawl. Just right into the action, right into the story. And what a beautiful opening too, with that ring, that planetary ring. Intruder alert. I forget though where this opening takes place, like how long before the events of the bulk of the film are this is. I'm sure I can't remember, but I'm sure we'll get like a...
Vera, it's happened. He's come for us.
You know what to do.
Oh yeah. How did I completely forgot. Well, guys, we're in for a trip. We're in for a ride. I completely forgot they had ties to Saw. What? God damn it. Okay, let's go.
I love you, Stardust.
Love you too, Papa.
What's up, Krennic? How you doing, buddy? Long time no see. Better watch where you put that finger. Hannibal here might bite it off. By the way, if you guys have never seen Hannibal, that is an amazing series. I'm talking about the movie. The movie's fine. But like the series, so good.
Trust the Force.
A little Kyber crystal.
You're a hard man to find, Galen. Farming.
Really? Man of your talents? It's a peaceful life.
It shocks me what becomes a meme, you know? Like that little exchange right there.
It's lonely, I imagine.
Since Lyra died, yes.
My condolences. Search the house!
He ain't buying a lick of it.
On the verge of greatness, we were this close to providing peace and security for the galaxy.
You're confusing peace with terror.
You have to start somewhere.
If you ask Anakin, if it works.
My mind just isn't what it was. I have trouble remembering even simple things.
Relate.
Oh, look, here's Lyra back from the dead.
Miracle.
A miracle. Krennic is something else, man.
Oh, Lyra. Troublesome as ever. You'll all come. You, your child, you'll all live in comfort.
As hostages.
As heroes of the Empire.
Put it down.
Think very carefully.
You will never win.
Do it. They have a child. Find it.
You know, it always bewilders me what kind of blaster fire effectively kills somebody. Like stormtroopers will get shot with full armor and die instantly. Some people get shot in the arm, die instantly. Other people can get shot in the chest, hip, side, everywhere, and just be like, ah, it stings. Obviously, there's different grades of pistols and all that kind of stuff, and maybe like all kinds of different, you know, who knows, maybe a personal energy generator or something of the sort, like in KOTOR or whatever, that some people may have that others don't. But I mean, those are kind of rare at this point. I don't know. It's just a thought that came by because she got shot right in the heart too, to be fair. He got shot in the shoulder. But we've seen people die of that shit. So that's why I was just like, Right, and then Saul finds her.
Come. We have a long ride ahead of us.
That you do. Here we go. That's what I sound like most nights. Ring of Caffrine. Here we go. Picking up right where we left off now. God, he barely looks any different. God, there was something so emotional too about him simply getting dressed in his Rogue One attire at the end of last season. Like this is a whatever.
One of the cargo drivers, he defected yesterday. He's telling people they're making a weapon.
What kind of weapon?
Look, I have to go. What kind of weapon? A planet killer.
Planet killer?
Someone named Erso sent him, some old friend of Saul's.
Galen Erso.
Was it? I don't know. They were
All
looking for
the
Saul when we
things.
left. I have no idea.
Who else knows?
Saul's right. There's spies everywhere.
Oh, you have no idea, buddy.
Scan docs.
Yeah, of course. Just my gloves.
God damn.
Are you crazy? I'll never climb out of here, my arm.
Get out of the way.
Well, about that.
Calm down. We'll be all right.
Oh, I learned that shit from Luthen right there. But yeah, like his, like, what do you want to call it? Desperation in confirming this information, especially knowing the time crunch they have, how quickly they just learned this information that Tudyk was reaching out, and also the pushback from the council there at the rebel base, and how they just need something because they don't know exactly what kind of weapon. That was one of the missing pieces of information they didn't have. But he was like, here, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. All the things they just needed to confirm were heard by another source. And also what it is intended to do. Just seeing that look on his face. And then all these little things that came back, you know, God.
Okay, so you saw Gerrera? Saw Gerrera?
The Bodhi.
What part of urgent message do you guys not understand? Hey, we are all on the same side. Just see past the uniform.
I remember, obviously, the Jedi ruins and stuff like that with the giant statues. I don't think I ever noticed the actual saber.
I thought we had everybody.
Fools.
Hey, move at me!
Hey! Signature move.
Congratulations. You are being rescued. Please do not resist.
Hell yeah. I'm getting emotional, man. Like, just all fucking ready, swooping back around. Like, it just feels like we're in the next episode. Where's Clea?
Imagine if the Imperial authorities had found out who you really were, Jin Erso. That is your given name, is it not?
God, they did such a good job with this.
When was the last time you were in contact with your father?
15 years ago.
Any idea where he's been all that time?
15, so 16 BBY.
I like to think he's dead. I've never had the luxury of political opinions.
Really? When was your last contact with Gerrera?
Try again.
I was a child. Saw Gerrera saved my life. He raised me, but I've no idea where he is. I haven't seen him in years.
We know how to find him. That's not a...
Do you, though? He was pretty insistent you guys have no idea where he is.
He's been fighting on his own since he broke with the rebellion. His militancy has caused the Alliance a great many problems. Given the gravity of the situation and your history, we're hoping that he will help us locate your father and return him to the Senate for testimony.
If I do it,
we'll make sure you go free.
Obviously, you know what? That was not as jarring as I thought it would be. You know, having gone just from Benjamin Bratt back to Jimmy. Don't know. Didn't bother me at all. I was kind of wondering how I was going to feel about that because I knew we saw him in this. Totally fine. Same vibes, man. Same vibes. They did a really good job filling in that casting, I think. And it also just keeps Jimmy's part in this solidified. You know, the last time we see him it's still Jimmy, obviously, before.
I see the Council is sending you with us to Jeddah.
apparently so.
That is a bad idea. I think so, and so does Cassian.
Forget what you heard in there. There will be no extraction. You find him, you kill him.
What's kind of ironic, well, not ironic, but just, I don't know what you would call it. If they did kill him, especially by this point.
Why does she get a blaster and I
It would.
What? Where'd you get it?
I found it.
I find that answer vague and unconvincing.
Trust goes both
I
ways.
love K2. Trust does go both two ways. Trust does. Oh my God. Trust does go two ways.
Would you like to know the probability of her using it against you?
Oh, no.
It's high.
I don't even remember what I was saying now. Oh, right. That he was just given the task to kill Galen. You know, sure, they could definitely do that whenever they find him, but that wouldn't achieve anything. The intel from him in the end is much more valuable, but it seems like it's just they obviously fear it that much, but in the end, that would have just hurt them more.
Lies! Deceptions!
Disgrace!
Existaci. Trovosunoto.
He didn't capture me. I came in myself. I defected.
Every day, more lies.
Would I risk everything for a lie? No, we don't have time for this.
Wow. Not that I would think it would help his case all that much, but the fact that they wouldn't tell the truth to Saul, and he bases so much of this on that as well. To be fair, I don't know if it would matter that much. It probably wouldn't. But yeah, that's setting the stage very much so against Bodhi here.
Poor gully.
Now, I'm not 100% certain on this, but with Saul, with that mask that he pulls up to inhale, is that the gas that he was stealing that gives him that, like, spiritual high he's kind of seeks? Or does he need that for legitimate source of clean oxygen? Kind of curious. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. But at this point, after what we saw, I would not be shocked if he's snorting that shit to get a little bit of a jolt.
When the battle station is finished, Governor Tarkin, the Senate will be of little concern.
When has become now, Director Krennic, the Emperor will tolerate no further delay.
Controversy aside, this looks a lot better than I remember it, especially for the time. I don't know if they've gone back and touched it up at all, but it looks pretty fantastic. Yeah, if we're already at this point, Galen just being around anymore, I'm certain is irrelevant. It's what he built into it that matters in the end.
To orbit. You have control.
Gosh, too, like her carrying that around in a necklace, and then Luthen also kind of doing something similar, at least showing Cassian something similar. There's a connection to that necklace as well, even if it's not something I'm not sure if they draw any attention to at all, but it's just a little thing to notice, a little bit of that similarity.
What's with the destroyer?
Because of your old friend, Gerrera. He's been attacking the cargo ship.
The setup too for that in Andor as well, talking about the arrival and the increasing collection of Imperials there, including the Star Destroyer towards the end as well. Again, I said this earlier, but they've done such a great job bridging these two.
Maybe we should leave target practice behind.
Are you talking about me?
Half the people here want to reprogram you, the other half want to put a hole in your head.
I'm surprised you're so concerned with my safety.
I'm just worried they might miss you and hit me.
Doesn't sound so bad to me.
I forgot how much I liked K2, man.
What have you really brought me? Cargo pilot.
God, this is so messed up.
Gullet will know the truth. The unfortunate side effect is that one tends to lose one's mind.
So messed up. I was like, okay, so they can confirm it and validate your innocence, but at that point, you've already been punished. So what does it even matter? You're gone. Saw, man, he's something else.
Hey, you just got yourself.
I forgot they were here and how quickly they get off of here and end up on Tatooine. I remember people complaining about that. Like with this Imperial lockdown, how could they possibly have gotten off of here in time before Jedha gets leveled?
Temple's been destroyed, but she'll be there waiting. We'll give her your name and hope that gets us a meeting with Saul.
Hope?
Yeah. Rebellions are built on hope.
Mm-hmm. God. That carries so much more weight now. I mean, it's a badass line all the same, but like tying it to the Gorman Massacre, tying to that kid, and in that moment, especially given and witnessing and having everything that he's seen to help Cassian get out of there as well. Because the end, like, even though he knew he wasn't going to see the next day, he had to hope that people made it out.
Trade that necklace for a glimpse into your future.
How did you know I was wearing a necklace?
Well, that answer you must pay.
I love Donnie Yen. He's so good.
About kyber crystals.
My father, he said they powered the Jedi's lightsabers.
Jin.
A little more than that.
The strongest stars have hearts of kyber.
Including those of death.
Not here to make friends.
God, and having the Force healer in the last arc as well. Well, you know, last two arcs. Just like getting these different glimpses into other people who are Force sensitive in the world. Maybe can't wield it, but can feel it. Is so interesting to me. Especially with that thing with Chirrut. Because the kyber crystals are living. So like that's likely what he sensed about it. Why he could tell she was wearing the necklace. God, I'm getting flashbacks to Ferrix now. God damn, dude. Man, look how large those chunks of Kyber are. He's like, all right, do your thing. Oh.
Did you know that wasn't me?
I thought I told you to stay on the ship.
You did, but I thought it was boring and you were in trouble.
He's made a habit of that, hasn't he?
For two people blending in.
Freeze, right.
And it's a good thing he never waits on the ship, because Cassian and them would have been caught last episode too. God, I keep saying, like, this is actually an episode. I'm sorry. In episode 11, 12, both, either.
These are prisoners.
Yes, where are you taking them?
I am taking them to imprison them in prison.
He is taking us to...
Quiet! And there's a fresh one if you mouth off again.
We'll take them from here.
That's okay. If you could just point me in the right direction, I can take them, I'm sure. I've taken them this far.
Wait a second. Take them away.
Wasn't that like an ad-lib or something like that? Because Alan Tudyk's on set when this is all going on, right? I can't remember the behind the scenes exactly, but I remember him talking about the slap. I will tell you, I remember, I think my favorite part of the movie originally was Chirrut.
Is your foot all right?
Would you shoot him in the dick like 3 times? How many times has he played a blind dude, by the way? Because I know there's this, John Wick.
You almost shot me.
You're welcome.
God damn.
Clear of hostiles. One hostile.
He's with us.
You're all right.
They're with me.
Is he a Jedi?
There are no Jedi here anymore. Only dreamers like this fool.
The Force did protect me.
I protected you.
Exactly. But do you think he did all the other shit before you started firing without you? We'll see if this works.
Are you kidding me? I'm blind.
It's a good point. I forgot there was a good amount of humor in this that wasn't K2.
I'm one with the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force.
He's praying for the door to open.
It bothers him because he knows it's possible. I'm beginning to think the Force and I have different priorities. Relax, Captain. We've been in worse cages than this one. This is a first for me. There is more than one sort of prison, Captain. I sense that you can use wherever you go.
Narkina. Unless he specifically meant this kind of prison and not just in general, or just the scenario. Hey guys, Editing Omni here. Real quick, I wanted to chime in on this one because I just saw an interview earlier today from Tony Gilroy post Andor, kind of talking about a couple different things throughout the show. And one of the things that came up was this line right here. It's a little purposefully misleading because it is kind of two elements coming together here. One is he's referring to the fact that he's never been in this type of prison. This is a first time with walls, with a cage, with a door, because Narkina 5 was very much so a very different kind of setup. So this specific situation and scenario is a first for him. 2, he's also being misleading because he is a spy and he's trying to limit how much these people actually know about him. So yeah, I just want to kind of throw that out there.
I was 16.
I was protecting you.
You dumped me.
You were the daughter of an Imperial science officer. People were starting to figure that out. People who wanted to use you as a hostage. Not a day goes by that I don't think of you.
You know, it is interesting that he talks like this. It just shows that there's still some of Saw in there, some compassion in there, because I feel like a lot of people's impression of Saw, and even, you know, my own, is just kind of shocked that he's never done that himself, used her as a bargaining chip.
You care not about the cause.
The cause, the Alliance, the rebels, whatever it is you're calling yourself these days. All it's ever brought me is pain.
You can stand to see the Imperial flag reign.
Her and Cassian have a lot more in common than she thinks.
It's not a problem if you don't look up.
It's not a problem if you don't look up.
The Emperor is awaiting my report. One had hoped that he and Lord Vader might have been here for such an occasion. And I thought it prudent to save you from any potential embarrassment. Your concerns hardly warranted. If saying it would only make it so. All Imperial forces have been evacuated, and I stand ready to destroy the entire moon. That won't be necessary. The Holy City will be enough for today. Target Jeddah City. Prepare single reactor ignition.
You can see the distaste in Krennic's face with all that he's worked on kind of being handed to Tarkin.
Are you the pilot, the shuttle pilot?
Pilot? What's wrong with him?
Galen Erso. I'm the pilot. Now where is Galen Erso?
You may fire when ready.
This is the message.
I know it's space and it doesn't matter, but I can't help but think, why is the Death Star upside down?
So I did the one thing nobody expected. I lied. I learned to lie. I played the part of a beaten man resigned to the sanctuary of his work. We call it the Death Star. I've placed a weakness deep within the system. A flaw so small and powerful they will never find it. But Jin, if you're listening, my beloved, so much of my life has been wasted. I try to think of you only in the moments when I'm strong, because the pain of not having you with me, it's just so hard not to think of you. Think of where you are. My Stardust.
God, it blotting out the sun like that.
The reactor module, that's the key. That's the place I've laid my trap. One blast to any part of it will destroy the entire station. Any pressurized explosion to the reactor module will set off a chain reaction that will destroy the entire station.
Dude, when he started talking about his sacrifice and the little thing that he did, it just made me think of everybody we got to know and every one of their sacrifices, and how all of those working individually, some together, but most individually in their own way, to push back against this entity. Like, this is just something he did all on his own. But it's another important, integral piece of the puzzle that makes the grander whole and victory possible. All the way back to Marva, all the way back to Lonnie, all the way back to literally everybody. And God, it was just twisting. That relentlessness to fall prey or be helpless, or do nothing as this thing continues to grow. So badass.
Come with us.
I will run no longer. Come on, but you must save yourself. Come on, go! There's no time! Save the rebellion! Save the dream!
Mm-hmm. That is...
Oh, it's beautiful.
Well, I was going to say terrifying.
I'm not very optimistic about our odds.
That's not okay.
Just drive, man! Our final shot of Saw at the end of Andor 2 was him in this very same window. Good God, man.
Budget. I haven't completed my calculations.
I'll make them for you.
Yes. Oh my god. I feel like, I know it's got shielding, but I'd be like, I'd probably be a little further away if I was the Death Star. You know? Just as a case. You know?
I believe I owe you an apology, Director Krennic. Your work exceeds all expectation.
Thank you.
You'll tell the Emperor as much.
I will tell him that I will be taking control over the weapon I first spoke of years ago, effective immediately.
We stand here amidst my achievement, not yours!
I'm afraid the recent security breaches have laid bare your inadequacies as a military director.
The breaches have been filled. Jeddah has been silenced.
That wasn't the only breach.
Dispatched from the installation on Edo, Galen Erso's facility.
But that's just the latest, right? Or Tarkin just never heard about the original breaches.
Tell him to proceed with haste and keep to the plan. We have no idea what he's building for the Empire. We have to kill Galen Erso while we have the chance.
But what's even the point if it's already active and in play? Killing him achieves nothing.
Your father, he said I could get right by myself. He said I could make it right if I was brave enough to listen to what was in my heart, do something about it. Guess it was too late.
It wasn't too late.
Seems pretty late to me.
For one place, there's so many more to save.
Where is it? Where's the message?
It was a hologram.
You have that message, right?
God, and having seen just how apprehensive and hard to convince the council on Yavin are, that's another reason why he's so adamant about having something to show.
I'm not the one you gotta convince.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not the one you have to convince.
Then we'll find him and bring him back, and he can tell them himself.
I find, like, once we got into the swing of things, like, I think mostly once Cassian came into the field too, man, it's just like I feel like I'm on the verge of a breakdown at any moment.
The force is with me. 20 degrees to the right. 10 degrees up.
I do remember a lot of people, myself included, chanting that I'm one with the force is with me. Became a pretty popular phrase for a time.
We're close, I know that.
Well, now there's a 35% chance of failure.
I don't want to know, thank you.
I understand.
God.
Signal's gone dead.
Squadron up. Target Edu.
God, I loved that ship too.
You're coming with me. We'll go up the ridge and check it out.
I'm coming with you.
No, your father's message. We can't risk it. You're the messenger.
Oh, the messenger.
So we're gonna go very small and very careful up the rise and see what's what. Let's get out of here.
It's also because he's going to do what he was ordered to do. Definitely doesn't want her around if he's going to have to do that.
Does he look like a killer?
No.
Why do you ask that? What do you mean, does he look like a killer?
The Force moves darkly near a creature that's about to kill.
His weapon was in the sniper configuration.
Thanks, guys. I like how they, in no subtle terms, ratted his ass out. But if I remember correctly, I think he chooses not to on his own. This right here gives me vibes of God, I can't remember what it was, which level it is, but one of the levels in Halo Combat Evolved when you're creeping around that crevice, that chasm. Then there's this like sniper section with a bunch of sleeping Covenant.
I'm gonna follow Jin. Her path is clear. Alone.
Her path, because she's on one. I love their dynamic, man. But her path is clear just like with Cassian's, both of them are on a path.
We've come too far.
Patience, my friend.
God, what a fucking climb that would be. And in the rain.
Get back down there and find us a ride out of here. Well, what are you doing? You heard me. You said we came up here just to have a look. I'm here. I'm looking. Go. Hurry!
That all of them? Yes. Gentlemen, one of you betrayed the Empire.
I like how he automatically assumes it wasn't Galen, or he's doing this because he knows it's Galen. I can't remember which. Forcing him to confess by threatening all of them.
Very well, I'll consider it a group effort then. Ready? Aim! Stop! Krennic, stop! It was me! It was me!
Damn. He's too compassionate.
They have nothing to do with it. Spare them.
He sacrificed himself, but also revealed the truth. That's my boy.
Fire! How do I know the weapon is complete? Let me share with you some details.
There's an Alliance squadron approaching. Clear the area.
No! Tell them to hold off! Didn't send that platform!
Their holy city, the last reminder of the Jedi, gone. You'll never win. Now, where have I heard that before?
The last reminder of the Jedi.
Captain Andor requesting a delay on squadron support. Alliance forces on site, please confirm.
Get the squadron leader on. Get him on now. They're already engaged, sir.
Shit. Right. Dude, what a shot, though.
No.
It's like he felt it, because a lot of his journey was trusting himself, following the flow and going along with everything, and also the acceptance of his fate and his destiny. And there it is. Oh, shit. I forgot his cane doubled as a blaster. God damn.
I've seen your message. The hologram. I've seen it.
It must be destroyed. Look at you. I have so much to tell you.
No! Papa!
We gotta go. Come on.
Listen to him. He's gone.
Oh. They were where they needed to be.
Well done. You're a rebel now.
Hell yeah.
You went up there to kill my father.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Deny it.
You're in shock and looking for some place to put it. I've seen it before.
I bet you have. You lied about why we came here, and you lied about why you went up alone.
I had orders. Orders that I disobeyed, but you wouldn't understand that.
Orders? When you know they're wrong. You might as well be a stormtrooper.
He disobeyed! But they did go there.
Suddenly the rebellion is real for you. Some of us live it. I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old. Some of us just decided to do something about it.
You can't talk your way around this.
I don't have to. Yavin 4. Make sure they know we're coming in with a stolen ship.
Sauron wishes his castle was that cool. Dramatic entrance.
I delivered the weapon the Emperor requested. I deserve an audience to make certain that he understands its remarkable potential.
Its power to create problems has certainly been confirmed. The Senate has been informed that Jeddah was destroyed in a mining disaster.
Yes, my lord.
Gotta keep it off the books.
I expect you not to rest until you can assure the Emperor that Galen Erso has not compromised this weapon in any way.
So I'm still in command? You'll speak to the Emperor about
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director.
I still do think that's a little corny of him to make that joke, given Anakin would 100% say something stupid like that.
We can't just give in. Joined an alliance, not a suicide pact.
We've only now managed to gather our forces.
Gather our forces? General Draven's already blown up an Imperial base.
You'll fight alone.
If that's how it's going, why have an alliance at all? If she's telling the truth, we need to act now.
Counselors, please.
Radis gets it.
What reason would my father have to lie? What benefit would it bring him?
To lure our forces into a final battle to destroy us once and for all.
The testimony of a criminal. The dying words of her father, an Imperial scientist.
But don't forget the Imperial pilot.
Oh my goodness. We were just here a few days ago.
If the Empire has this kind of power, what chance do we have?
What chance do we have? The question is what choice? Run, hide, plead for mercy, scatter your forces. You give way to an enemy this evil with this much power, and you condemn the galaxy to an eternity of submission. The time to fight is now.
Yes.
Every moment you waste is another step closer to the ashes of Jeddah.
Or Gorman.
Send your best troops to Scarif.
Small tactical team.
You're asking us to invade an Imperial installation based on nothing but hope.
Rebellions are built on hope.
There is no hope. I say we fight.
I say the rebellion is finished.
I'm sorry. Without the full support of the Council, the odds are too great.
Time to pull a Luthen and just do it ourselves. Force their hand. The fire won't start. We'll start it ourselves.
I prefer to surrender.
And you?
She wants to fight.
So do I. We all do.
I'm not sure 4 of us is quite enough.
How many do we need?
What are you talking about?
Yep. Aww.
They were never gonna believe you, but I do. Would like to volunteer. We've all done terrible things on behalf of the rebellion. And every time I walked away from something I wanted to forget, I told myself it was for a cause that I believed in, a cause that was worth it. Without that, we're lost. Everything we've done would have been for nothing.
It's gotta matter.
I couldn't face myself if I gave up now.
It all has to matter. Has to be worth it in the end. Make it worth it.
Hey, you're up.
Go, go, go!
I'll be there for you. Cassian said I had to.
Welcome home.
You're amongst friends here. Yeah, they are kindred spirits, if anything, man. She also probably reminds him of Bix in a way, especially with that speech.
May the Force be with us.
Her saying that made Chirrut come.
Cargo shuttle, read back, please. What's going on out there? That's an impounded Imperial ship. What's your call sign, pilot?
It's,
Say something. Come on.
Rogue? Rogue One.
Rogue One? There is no Rogue One.
Well, there is
Well.
now.
Hell yeah, dude.
Pulling away.
God. I want to play some Rogue Squadron now. God damn it. Ah! This is the real finale of Andor.
War war is inevitable.
Yes, I agree. I must return to Alderaan to inform my people that...
No, don't go!
We will need every advantage.
Your friend, the Jedi.
He served me well during the Clone Wars, and has lived in hiding since the Emperor's purge. Yes, I will send for him.
You will need someone you can trust.
Oh, he's got someone.
I would trust her with my life.
God damn it, man. These two.
Okay, there's a planet-wide defensive shield with a single main entry gate. This shuttle should be equipped with an access code that allows us through.
Assuming the Empire hasn't logged it as overdue.
Oof. I'm not going to answer.
Shut the gate, and we're all annihilated in the cold, dark vacuum of space.
Not me. I can survive in space.
Alan Tudyk is a gem.
Cargo shuttle SW0608 requesting a landing pad.
You are cleared for entry.
Impressive.
Hell yeah.
SW0608. Cleared for landing pad 9.
We're coming in.
So Gerrera used to say one fighter with a sharp stick, nothing left to lose, can take the day.
Ewoks.
They've no idea we're coming. They've no reason to expect us. We can make it to the ground, we'll take the next chance. On and on until we win, or the chances are spent.
Just go to the speech thing.
Plans are down there. Cassian, K2 and I will find them.
Melshi, Pow, Baze, Chirrut. You'll take the main squad. Once you get to the best spot, light the place up. Make 10 men feel like 100.
All right.
Hell yeah. Make a lot of noise.
Hey. Oh, you're probably looking for a manifest.
That would be helpful.
It's just down here.
They deserve what they get for falling for that.
Good luck, little sister.
Go now, you're clear.
I've got a bad feeling about it.
Quiet.
What?
Let him say the thing.
We need a map.
Well, I'm sure there's one just lying about.
You know what you have to do.
K2 is so goddamn sassy.
One per pad. Pick your spot. We want to draw them out. I'll call the timing. Go!
Hey, did you hear the rumors? Yeah, the T-15s have been marked obsolete. Oh boy, it's about time for that. Oh, hey.
I love the small talk.
Director, what brings you to Scarif? Galen Erso. I want every dispatch, every transmission he has ever sent called up for inspection.
Oh, that is kind of a haunting image right there.
Our optimal route to the data vault places only 89 stormtroopers in our path. We will make it no more than 33% of the way before we are killed.
Well, we need to set off some sort of distraction.
Ready. Standing by.
Here we go.
Light it up.
Light it up. Let's go. God damn.
Are we blind?
He's like, well, do something.
Troopers on the left.
Get in!
God, just right into a line of fire.
Prepare for the jump to hyperspace and inform Lord Vader.
He knows something's up. They're after it.
Can we help you? That won't be necessary.
Intercepted Imperial transmission, Mom. Rebels on Scarif.
I need to speak with Admiral Radis.
He's returned to his ship. He's going to fight.
Oh. She's she resigned herself to what everybody else was saying, but I think if that smirks anything, she was just like, well, we can't all do what I want, but there it is. She was like, all right, let's fucking fight.
They're going to Scarif. Why does nobody ever tell me anything, Artu?
It's fine. You don't want to be there, 3PO. Definitely not you. You would be stressing out. Oh wait, no, that wasn't his staff. That's just a straight up crossbow all on its own.
Pad 2. I spot 40 rebels heading west on Pad 2. Get on there, tell them to pin down my rebels on Pad 5.
Nice. Yes. Flooding them with the fake calls.
This is not working, Kay. Right hand.
Oh, he looked exasperated. Like that sigh, he's like, oh my god, are you serious? And then there's this walker coming their way. I feel like he probably would have felt that a minute before it got this close. Oh my god, man. Oof. Let's fucking go! The ghost is in there too, if I remember correctly. Yeah, right there.
This is Blue Leader standing by.
This is Gold Leader standing by.
This is Red Leader standing by.
Sir, those are rebel ships. Get Admiral Gordon immediately.
Let's go. I don't even remember what I was saying, dude.
Lock down the base. Lock it down.
And close the shield.
Do it! Blue Squadron on me. Copy, Blue Leader. Copy, Blue Leader. We won't have long.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Like, I remember loving it then, and I'm loving it now, just how visceral and real the combat on the ground looks. Like, the ground fight on the beaches, how much it just feels like a real fucking war movie. Yeah.
There's fighting on the beach. They've locked down the base. They've closed the shield gate.
What does that mean?
You're stuck here unless somebody breaches the gate.
We could transmit the plans to the rebel fleet. We'd have to get a signal up to tell them it's coming. It's the size of the data files, that's the problem. Someone has to take that shield gate down.
Bodhi, can you hear me?
Oh, we gotta get, I forgot we gotta get the gate out anyway.
The rebel fleet is up there. You gotta tell them to blow a hole in the shield gate so we can transmit the plans. It's the only way we're getting them out of here. Cover our backs.
You'll need this.
Aww.
You wanted one, right?
Somebody finally trusting him with a blaster.
It's continually unexpected.
He just shoots her. I love that moment though. We're all in this together, man.
Fire on my command.
Nice. Yeah. This movie's so fucking good, and Andor made it just even better.
Engage those Star Destroyers and let's start probing that shield.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, Radis.
Stay with me.
So sick, man. Look at all of this, dude. Hell yeah. I love that little ship, whatever that model is, that Cassian has been flying when it flops out its wings from the front, from the dual nose to the back, because it almost looks like an R-wing from Star Fox as well. It's what it reminds me of when it does that.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Well, finally. Wait, stop! The rebels. They went over there.
Okay, what's going on out there?
There's one. Ah, well.
Damn. The ones, unless maybe the blaster bolts themselves were just so much weaker in the guns that they were wielding on Gorman, but blaster fire in this has done so much damage to K2 droids. Like, that melted right through his plating. And the one that Jin shot earlier on also did. Uh-oh. You upset the hornet's nest.
All fighters, form up and fix by.
They really are just a swarm.
Fighters, on me. We have to shield them from air attack.
Troop reinforcements. Here we go.
Whoo!
How much more can that thing take?
This is when they bring in the Hammerhead, isn't it? Yeah, right there. This is our first appearance of Hammerhead ships in modern Star Wars, right? Because that was a KOTOR thing, if I remember correctly.
Hyperspace tracking, navigational systems.
2 screens down. Structural engineering. Open that one.
War mantle, cluster prism, black saber. Stardust.
Well, it's okay. I wanted to mention this earlier, but like naming the project file for the Death Star Stardust, while it is after his daughter, but the fact that naming the Death Star of all things, the code name Stardust, when that's what it turns planets into, is kind of fucked up. When in the end, it's her that's turned into Stardust.
Okay. Climb.
You can still send the plans to the fleet. If they open the shield gate, you can broadcast from the tower. Locking the vault door now.
Okay. Goodbye.
That's one thing that I do kind of wish in Andor we got more of, was just more of Cassian and K2, because we only really got to see them together in the final arc. God, that crashing right into this beach shot, wild. How cold that tunnel would have to be to keep that data in check and stable.
Melshi, come in, please.
I'm tied in at my end.
I just need an open line.
Hang on, the switch. It's out there, that console.
All right. No! Imagine she dropped it. Poor Melshi, man.
I'm one with the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me.
Chirrut, come back!
Let's go. I remember when myself included, and a lot of people at the time, when it came to Chirrut, oh, fuck. Thank God that was there. Otherwise, he'd be dead a little sooner than he is intended to be. But that top metal piece of his cane would be revealed to be a lightsaber in the end. I mean, to be fair, you don't have to be a Jedi to wield a lightsaber, but it just helps a little bit. We can know he's attuned.
It's okay.
But I kind of like what they did either way. Leaving it all to the people without that.
Force is with me. I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me. me.
That's the beautiful thing about all this too, and also Cassian coming around on the Force, is that in the end, even though they all their lives are forfeit, and all the lives that he's witnessed fall, everybody he's lost along the way in this, in the end, they all are reunited, leaving hope for everybody else to follow through on what they've laid the path for. Hoping that everybody will walk it, that in the end, it was worth it.
What's happening? We've lost engine power, sir.
There's just something wicked about a sinking Death Star.
This is Rogue One calling any Alliance ships that can hear me. Is there anybody out there? This is Rogue One. Come in, over.
This is Admiral Radis, Rogue One. We hear you.
They found the Death Star plans. They have to transmit them from their communications tower. You have to take down the shield gate. It's the only way they're gonna get them through.
Call up a Hammerhead Corvette. I have an idea.
Yeah, here we go.
It's for you, Galen.
Wow. God, the modulated voices of these troopers is always so unsettling. But that calm in the end, just before that too, when he kind of really takes Chirrut's words to heart, because, you know, he'll see him soon. Dude, fuck that. I would be shitting myself. Not that I wouldn't have already been doing that the entire time. But heights, dude, especially that high on that little ass railing. You got that tunnel vision though. You could probably power through it though. Oh! God, wow. Cleaved it right off. What a shot. I just remember the Death Star falling into the portal. Yeah, nah. Nah.
Who are you?
I love that question like comes up a lot in these endeavors.
Die with the rebellion.
Hell yeah.
Admiral, receiving transmission from Scarif.
Transmission received.
Admiral, we have the plans. She did it.
Mm-hmm.
You think anybody's listening?
I do. Sir, we're detecting a massive object emerging from hyperspace.
God, what an image.
Lord Vader will handle the fleet. Target the base at Scarif. Single reactor ignition.
Fire when ready.
He said the thing. It's kind of funny that they missed. Because why else would they shoot off into the distance like that? And now we flee. Oof. Some of us do. Then Vader gives pursuit.
Ship is disabled, my lord, but has received transmissions from the surface.
Prepare a boarding party.
They got it. God, and this. This is still one of the most frightening and badass moments in all of Star Wars. Like, good God. Straight horror movie shit. I know there was like, I know some people felt like that was a little unnecessary, or that we didn't need Vader in this story, or that Vader takes away from it, but I think it fits in perfectly. I mean, the Death Star plans and the Death Star in general being a threat, the Emperor and Tarkin would 100% send Vader. We obviously know at the beginning of A New Hope that that's where he is.
Your Highness, the transmission we received. What is it they've sent us?
Hope.
I remember that looking a little worse. You know, the Tarkin effect was really good. There we go, man. God damn. But like that, the Leia effect, I remember being a little like, okay, that wasn't me. I don't know if they touched it up. It looked a little bit better this time around. You know, I still feel like that we probably could have done without. You know, just show her from behind like that and the guy delivering the plans. You know, I get we wanted to leave on you know, hope. You know, what this is, what we're doing, everything about that. But again, going back to the Vader thing, it just naturally ties us into it, given you could have achieved the same thing with the just coming out of pursuit. Him being in hot, you might hear thunder going on right now. It's storming at the moment, but obviously you could have just had them in hot pursuit. You didn't have to do the hallway scene or anything like that. But I don't know. I thought it was cool, but whatever. But this movie, like, it's already an emotional movie. It's already a really strong story. And just the production value, the attention to detail, the seriousness with which this takes this, like, little band of misfits, this rogue group that chooses to go out and risk themselves above everything for the rebellion. We talked about this a lot in Andor, was that I understand them being apprehensive about following up on this and risking everything they've built for something they can't verify, since no hard evidence has been left behind for this. But then it's just these people who've been there through this all, who just kind of have this gut instinct about things, especially with how we've seen Cassian's evolution come around. From where he started to his relationship with Luthen, and then how that in spirit kind of spurns him on here, when despite what they're talking about, you know, at the table, at Yavin and all of that, you know, there's something in his gut he feels that he needs to do. And even if it goes against everybody else, he's going to do it. You know, we see elements of that carry on into this. A lot of things that obviously that they laid the seeds for and the groundwork for, or actually just worked retroactively to build up. We're like, because we meet Cassian at the end of the journey. So they work backwards. It's like, okay, how does we start Cassian off as somebody who the last thing he wants to do is get involved with the rebellion, to being where he is here, where he's given everything to it. And then in the end does give the last thing he's got left to it, and that's himself. And that Jyn also is on a very similar journey, but she also kind of carries a little bit of that heart that Bix carried around as well. And I think that's what helped gravitate him towards her, because she was a little bit of I just call Jyn like a little bit of a combination of early Cassian and Bix, because she's a little bit like in this weird in-between where she's like, she doesn't quite roll with the rebellion all that much. She thinks not so highly about them overall. And I love in the end that through this journey and working with Cassian and all these people, she kind of pulls herself out of that and then becomes a part of this. And then like with Cassian, gives herself into this as well. Again, all the sacrifice that goes into this, the compounding lives, all the little efforts, all the little wins, all stacking up and culminating and just pushing the needle further, getting the line further down the road just so that somebody can get there. Just passing the ball so that someone, hopefully, will be able to drive it to the end zone. Eventually, that pays off in the end. Eventually, it is made worth it. And it's so strong. And it's so powerful, it's so moving, it's so heartbreaking, but at the end of the day, it's inspiring. It's like through all this loss, all these battles, all this sacrifice, they are, as Luthen said, burning themselves for just so somebody else can live brighter under the sun. They get to see the sunrise, get to see the next day, get to live their lives without this tyranny. It's for the hope that their efforts will not be in vain, that they can win, that they can beat this oppressive machine. That's the hope in the end, because at the end of the day, we know they succeed. And then there's also the whole thing like with Cassian and Jin kind of running from their destinies. And we get to see through Andor him coming to terms with that, especially after his encounter with the Force Healer and getting, rejecting that feeling, sensing his death, but then running without fail, without fear into that after that, just years later, once he's really settled in and he's become a true believer of the cause and gives himself to it. But Jin always kind of being a believer in the Force and all that kind of stuff instilled in her by her mother with the kyber crystal she wears around her neck to connect her to that. And then with Chirrut's words here, kind of guiding her, echoing very similar themes that we saw in Andor with the healer. Again, their paths are very interesting and very similar that we've seen. And if you kind of like rewind it, as much as he was Luthen's apprentice, like she was raised by Saw, well, at least until Saw found it more beneficial for her to be left behind, left out of his chaos. But seeing that the two radicals, when it came to the network of the rebellion, like their two proteges coming here and pulling off this rogue effort against the wishes of everybody else, that in the end leads to the success of the Empire is really, really interesting. And I love that. But again, like coming back to what I was talking about before and what even Chirrut was talking about here on the beach is that, we are one with the Force and the Force is with us. Every living thing is connected to the Force. So when we die, when we pass on, we all return to the Force. So despite all of this, the hope is that the people still living in the living realm can have a brighter future or a better tomorrow. But at the end, for those who are the fight's over, they're in the Force. That's the warmth here at the end as they're embracing themselves and this explosion is coming. That's kind of, they talked about this a little bit in some of the post-episode, post-arc interviews with Tony Gilroy, with Cassian and all this kind of stuff about that journey. And in this moment there, that is the one solace that they have. One, they're not alone. They're here on this beach. And in the end, they're going to be returning with everybody that they've lost along the way to the Force, leaving everybody else to carry on. Obviously, also, too, we know that Bix is out there with Cassian's child. Some piece of him still gets to continue on. And with that in mind, too, we can see, like, the way, like, and just the way that, like, I think him and Jin have this really strong chemistry. I think a lot of that comes between the connections that are made there, the way that she reminds him of other people in his life along the way. And then, like, just her story as well with Galen and his little efforts to take this thing down. It's like after a while, he resigned himself to, like, okay, like if there's going to be any way to fight, this is the only tool I have at my disposal. I'll get myself on the inside and I'll bury something deep in there that everybody in some way, shape, or form can find a way to fight back. And then just the other little connections and the little seeds, especially seeing Mon Mothma's growth and her journey into the rebellion. And then her, because it also just gives a lot of context for her as well, especially with that little smirk once they did go against the grain and went against the orders, because she was the only one ever really on Cassian's side, even back at that point. You know, the stuff with Bale, the history we have with him, with Mon and all that, and then where they're laying the groundwork for him and Leia and, you know, going off to call for Obi-Wan. Again, just kind of keep passing the torch, carrying it till they get to the finish line. Somebody eventually gets to the finish line. It's just so moving. And God, like again, I do remember when I watched this for the first time, it being very emotional, but like after watching the show, all the emotion in this hits so much more. It's fantastic, man. Like I saw this online on social media and stuff like that after the finale. It was like the best Star Wars trilogy: Andor season 1, Andor season 2, Rogue One. I can definitely see it. I can definitely see it. But like this feels like, even so, especially coming back into this, the way they so seamlessly did this with Cassian leaving to go meet Devik on Kafrene, to us catching up with him as he gets there to meet with Devik, it's a seamless extension of the series. Like it's almost the big final episode. The 2 hour, almost 2.5 hour finale. It just all goes together so well, especially the Krennic stuff and getting to see that and the stress that dude has probably been under the past couple of days, and then for Tarka to come in, and then for all of this to happen, and then for that end there. So good. It's all fantastic, man. I absolutely adore these characters. Cassian has skyrocketed to one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. Maybe not my favorite, but he's definitely, I dare say, top 10 maybe. That's about all I got, guys. This was a beautiful experience. I'm so glad I did this, because it was so much fun going into this right after the end of Andor and getting to share this with you guys, especially since I hadn't seen this film in so long. And then on top of some things not being, you know, cemented in my mind from my original watch, and then with all the new information that we have, it was almost a completely new experience to me. This whole story, because I'll call it one story, is arguably one of the best things that has come out of Star Wars in the last couple of decades. Anyway, guys, I'm going to cut myself off here. I got some other stuff to record today, so I'm going to end this discussion and pass it off to you. What did you think? How do you feel? How was your experience after watching Andor and then coming back to this? Because I know I'm not the only one revisiting this movie right now. So if you did the same thing, if you finished Andor and you went right into Rogue One, how did that recontextualize the film for you? Tell me what you loved. Were there things that you bumped into? Let me know. So sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before you go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Mandy Sherritt, York Scott, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey L, Jake Cottrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, Russell Crocker, Watchtower, Domi, Gregory Toner, Lily Chan's son, and Joshua Gwinnell. Thank you guys so much for continued support. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. But until then, may the Force be with you always. Take care, everybody.